Come to standing with your legs turned out and keep them together. Inner thighs engage and have your hands in your lower abdominal area, giving yourself the awareness of keeping your weight at the center. We want to connect to the core throughout this practice, and our inner thighs is one of the best way to help us do that. Yes, our inner thigh is part of the core connection. Gently lift both heels, keeping the inner thighs together as much as possible. Make sure that you are stepping onto the big and second toes as you lift your heels. Keeping your weight at the center, feeling yourself lifting from the heels, with your body moving through directly up through the crown of your head. Showing you from the side here, it's important that you imagine yourself being lifted from the crown of the head, because we don't want any compromises, such as the body tilting forward. When the body tilts forward, it is actually the quadriceps that's doing the work. It's not really inner strength, not the connection of your core with the inner thighs. So keep yourself as upright as possible. Each time you lift your heels, you are moving straight up towards the sky. Vertical. Think of a vertical line. Keeping your legs turned out, now have them wider than shoulder width apart. Palms forward and lift the heels the same way. Although the legs are apart now, the inner thighs still try to keep it towards the center and have the weight balance at the center of your body. Keep your core engaged. This way, we are not shifting the weight to either side. Both sides of the inner thighs are engaged equally. Have your arms up to increase the challenge a little bit more. You will feel like you have a little bit less support, so your focus needs to be at your center. Center of your abdominal, that's your core, connected to your inner thighs, all the way down to your instep. Also feel which side of your foot might be a bit more wobbly. Try to press more onto the big and second toes there. Bring your legs in, slightly wider than hip width apart. Not too much, but no need to be so close together either. Then keep your legs turned out and gently fold from the hip joints. As a result, your knees will bend. But don't bend so much that your knees go over the toes. No. Keep the toes, keep the knees behind the toes, as I'm showing you from the side here. The knees need to stay behind the toes or in line with the toes, but never over. Keep your spine as upright as possible, folding from the hip joints, inner thighs, pulling your body and keeping it at the center. Looking straight ahead. And have your palms facing forward. And doing this deliberately, be aware of the folding in your hip joints. Slowly bring your arms up, palms face up. Continue to make sure that you are folding the hip joints of both sides equally. Turn your body to one side, back heel lifted, and just move your body up and down vertically. Try not to lean forward, because when we move up and down vertically, as you fold from the hip joint of the back leg, you will feel a very nice release along the thigh of the same leg. Your psoas muscle will also get released here. Do this slowly and deliberately. The movement is not going to be big, so don't try to move fast, move big. Important to keep the back heel lifted. Keeping your legs steady and weight at the center is actually building inner strength. No rocket science, nothing complicated. Turn back to the first side. This time, lift the back leg up and bring it back again. Lift the back leg up, bring it to the front and bring it back. This movement challenges the standing leg, that is the leg that's not moving, the leg that is staying still in the position. It challenges the inner thighs, of course, its ability to do weight bearing, even the foot organization will help to stabilize the body as the back leg goes back and forth. That's why it's important to keep the spine upright. You won't be able to do this with balance, with calmness, if your body is tilted forward. This movement requires the connection of the whole body, of the center of the body, as much as strength along the posterior chain, that is your back and your hamstrings. If you feel yourself wobbly on either side, it's okay, that's normal, we're all imbalanced. Just do the movement slower on the side that you feel a little less stable. As transition, shift your weight from one side to another. As you shift away to one side, lift the heel. So if you're shifting to your left, lift the right heel. As you shift to the right, lift your left heel. This will create a kind of buoyancy in the ankle and the hip joints, helping us to better fluid flow in the body. That's a transition. Now bring your leg back and forth again, to the front and to the side, and to the back. Note that my arms are moving along as the back leg goes forward, arms up. As the back leg goes back, arm to the back. Again, standing leg needs to be very supportive. Move your arms slowly. If you move your arms too fast, you will lose your balance. Do it with calmness and stillness. Keep your pelvis square facing front. That will help to stabilize us a lot. A pelvis that is neutral and faces front. Keeping it square will help to give the spine better orientation. Back to the transitionary movement, or shifting your weight from one side to another, lifting the heel off the other side you're moving away from. Okay, so this is a very simple, but to me, very effective and helpful routine to build inner strength for beginners especially, but even if you're not a beginner, it's still very good to do because it's not just inner strength in the inner thigh and core, it's also your feet orientation. If you like my content, do consider to like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that very much. It will help me to grow my channel. Else, I will see you again very soon in the next video. Take care and have a lovely day.